So really with our hour this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how men and women think, act, and communicate a bit differently so that we can adapt our sales process and sales techniques to become more effective and close more sales. And especially this is important today in what we're calling the new normal. Because nowadays, in the remodeling industry in particular, you guys have more hurdles than ever before. I mean, the budgets have been cut, there's a longer sales cycle. Combine this with the fact that the research shows now that 89% of all purchasing decisions are made by the female. And she's just not purchasing for herself. She's purchasing for her husband, her children, her parents, her in-laws. So we need to embrace working with this individual. Plus, the recent stats that just came out last week is now 37% of all women out-earn their husbands. And this is a trend that they're saying is going to continue, especially because 57% of all college graduates, again, now are women. We have to get better at engaging, persuading, and influencing a core segment of who we'll be selling to. Men use language to compete, and women use language to connect. Have you ever witnessed a couple of guys talking sports trivia to each other? You know, one will give an obscure fact, and then the other guy will have an even more obscure fact that he'll share, and then this guy comes up with the next one. That competitive hierarchy is actually a game. This is fun for guys to do, and they respect one another in the process. Women were just the opposite. You know, if a woman were to tell an incredible story about herself, the last thing another woman would do is to, well, let me tell you mine. You know, it just doesn't work that way. We're always about connecting, keeping the balance versus the one-upmanship. And I know this is sort of crazy, but you guys, it's true. I mean, I was at a soccer party, you know, a few years back for my daughter, and this woman approached me and told me literally within the first few moments of conversation that her butt had fallen. I'm serious. It's not one of my standard openers. I didn't ask her for this information. But another woman overhears, and she comes over and she's like, oh, I know, my butt has fallen too. She said, it used to be a J-Lo, but now my husband just calls it way low. And, you know, we laughed and we're sort of bonding over this stuff. This is what some women do. Now, I'm telling you, if a third woman showed up and said, oh, not me, man, you can bounce a quarter off of this, what would the other woman have thought? Because, see, that's not how women play together. You connect, you bond, you don't one-up one another. So there's a different way in how we use language. And again, this plays out when you're in the selling process. What does rapport look like to a woman? Well, let me tell you, it starts right from the get-go. Perhaps there's people in your business that set appointments for you, or you